Hello, and welcome to PokerZion's Proven Poker Training course. If you were fortunate enough to come across this site or have a friend refer you, welcome. I'm going to go over why you should choose PokerZion as your training site. First of all, we offer a structured learning environment. The content is developed systematically and ideas are built on top of each other. And they are developed by long-term winning players, which is extremely important because there is a lot of poker training sites out there by a lot of authors, and most of them don't turn out to be long-term winning players. They offer a lot of ideas. Some of them tend to be not very good and not long-term winning players. If you've played poker for any length of time, you understand the idea of variance. You can do one thing for a certain amount of time and be fortunate enough to not have variance catch up with you. But overall, if you look at this in course of years, 5 years, 10 years, actual people who understand the poker at a very deep level will offer advice that you can win and consistently learn how to evolve your game, because this is an ever evolving game. It's a proven system. It's been used by thousands and thousands of players. And these are some of my personal results also. One of the coaches that offers video content here, along with several others, all of us long-term winning players. So why is this course only $7? Basically, we want you to be so impressed by the course and create such a solid foundation that you become a long-term poker player, that you take a look at a lot of our other products we have to offer, such as LeakBuster, DriveHUD, Ace Poker Drills, any of our card catchers. The longer and more profitable you are as a poker player, the better it is for us as a potential repeat customer. Now, even if you purchase nothing else from us, I want you to take advantage of this course, because you're not going to find anything else like it out there on the internet. I guarantee that. This will give you the exact foundation that you need to become a long-term profitable poker player. Now I'm going to lay some truth on you about playing profitable poker. I'm a no BS person. I'm very straightforward. I don't believe in beating around the bush. Winning poker long term is not easy. And that may seem like a no-brainer statement, but I don't think people fully comprehend what that means. There's about less than 5%, sometimes I've seen as high as 7 to 8% of people who succeed at poker long term. That means the vast majority of people do not succeed at playing this game. It doesn't matter how smart you are, it doesn't matter how much you want to work and everything else. There's a lot of different things that have to come together in order for you to be a profitable poker player. And that's what this course is going to show you, and it's going to give you the no frills, no BS approach and show you exactly what you're going to have to do. You have to be able to play your A game consistently, which is a big psychological challenge. To be able to get up and play your absolute best is what athletes have to do and train themselves to do consistently, because it's very easy to slip into a B and, God forbid, a C game. And so how do you do that, and how do you bring that about so you're constantly at your best? That's a big challenge. It's something we talk about. What you're going to get in, what you put into this, just like anything in life. If you put in very little, you're going to get very little out. So you have to want to be able to dedicate yourself and really be good. And you have to be able to sustain large swings of money back and forth, depending also on, how high the stakes you go. If you're playing smaller stakes, swings will be less, but the higher and higher you get up into stake levels, the bigger those swings are, and those can have big psychological effects on some people. So you have to be able to know how to maintain that, find a balance, and be detached. And that's a challenge also in itself. Now I'm going to go over what this course teaches. And most importantly, we teach how to think about poker and how to reason through complex situations when you're at the poker table. That is foundational to being an extremely good poker player. I'm sure you've heard the term, give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. And that is exactly what we want to go into. You should be able to, no matter what situation you get in, have a reasoning process to be able to get through any situation you're at the poker table. And that's what we go through step by step. We teach ideal pre-flop play so that you can avoid a lot of really bad post-flop spots. All of poker starts with the first decision you make at the table, and if that becomes a sloppy bad decision, it's going to lead to sloppy bad post-flop spots where you are in situations you should never have been in. And those are easily avoided with really good skills and understanding that very first decision you make. That's the foundational part. A lot of people think they have good pre-flop play when in reality they really don't, and it leads to a ton of leaks later in the hand. So, how to outplay regs when needed. Some people want to go to war with regulars all the time when we talk about a balance approach in that and how to do it when you need to and focus on where the money is going to come from at the table. How to balance your ranges properly and understand your opponent's ranges. This is key in today's poker. Everything is about understanding range, your perceived range, your opponent's range, vice versa. So we talk a lot about when to employ exploitative play and when to employ GTO theory at the table. And we go in depth about a lot of that, which is key to really understanding when to bluff at poker, when you should be value betting thin, and all these other spots that can be confusing if you don't really understand ranges really, really well. So, and essentially, how to be a long-term winning player by going through and reviewing and analyzing your play. This is the part that a lot of people don't do as well as you can, and it's a simple really process, but you want to have a plan for how you analyze, break down your own game, get advice from other poker players, and how you build and improve on that advice. So we go over all of that as well. Some specific topics covered by the course: conditional probability, advanced blind play. There's a lot of discussion about how to really play out of position properly. We go over that in great detail. Underbetting and overbetting, so you can maximize value against certain players. Pinning, bluff raising and floating, 3 and 4 betting, which happens to be a spot where people make a lot of mistakes. Basics of expected value. Proper value betting, which is key, especially micro, small stakes games. How to profile players correctly. Tilt control, which we alluded to about psychological parts of the game to be able to sustain those swings and know when you're off your game, and just clues about how to pull yourself away. Playing out of position, always important, so you're going to be in a more defensive position. Hand ranges, like we talked about, that's extremely, extremely important, how to break down a hand range. We talk about some live play adjustments, so if you're playing online or live, this is all going to apply. Stepping outside of your box, so knowing how to go outside of your own thinking. We get caught in our own trapped world, an echo chamber of our thoughts. So how to pull yourself out of that so you can see things in a new light, which is extremely important in learning and progressing. Playing the turn, which kind of separates the okay players from the great players. Learning how to learn, and some of the most common potential mistakes. And there's a whole lot more. This is just kind of a brief overview, but there's a lot of topics you're going to get for $7. It's an incredible value. I hope you give the course a try. I know you will not be sorry for checking it out. If you don't, for whatever reason, I wish you much success in your poker career. Poker's a great game that'll teach you a lot of things about yourself, and there's a lot of skills you apply to life. So no matter what you end up doing, I wish you much success. This is going to be the most succinct, best value you're going to find for a training course. And if you have any questions about it, please contact us. We are more than happy to talk poker and talk about the course. And like I said, wish you much success no matter what you do, and good luck.